talk about a certain war in history, the current war. So this current war we are talking about is a war between two very renowned scientists in the 1880s. That is Thomas Edison, who is very infamous for the first light bulb in the world, and Nikola Tesla, who made very renowned inventions himself in the time and even now. But what a lot of people didn't know is that Thomas Edison was also the one who created a different way to kill a criminal in prison. He was the one who made the first electric chair possible. The electric chair was not actually created by some reason that you may think right now, but it's actually made for him to win a war. That is the current war. But how exactly can an electric chair make him win a certain war? Well, for that, I need to tell you from the beginning. The war began quite nicely for Edison actually. After failing about 100 times, he actually succeeded in making the first light bulb in the world. He was the most famous inventor of his time. Eventually, a company wanted to invest money on Edison's work and making his work a reality. They gave Edison anything he needs to actually succeed in making a DC transmission power system to New York City. And that company did actually well for years. Although the company did really well, DC transmission was never made to transmit power more than 1 mile radius. Now let's go to Austria to see Nikola Tesla, a man with a very big vision to revolutionize electricity distribution. Tesla wanted to make alternating current possible. To do that, he needs to go to America and confront the most famous scientists of his time. Tesla impressed Edison by fixing something impossible. He later became one of Edison's workers. After some time, Tesla started to try and convince Edison to his AC invention and its potential. But Edison only said that it's very dangerous then that he could burn a whole town using AC power. So Tesla decided that he didn't need Edison to prove himself right. Tesla started to work on AC on his own. It was definitely a hard time for Tesla. He was jobless. But eventually he found an investor that would have faith in his work. He made a brilliant presentation and the investor agreed to fund his work. The war finally got brutal. Edison did not like this. This marks the start of downfall for Edison. Edison was not happy with Tesla's improvement. So he took it up a notch and used the only defense against Tesla, the danger of AC. He electrocuted some dogs and bigger animals such as elephants with AC power to demonstrate to people how dangerous AC can be. A convicted criminal was sentenced to death by Edison's chair. Only the death wasn't instant. It was a very gruesome death, but that was what Edison intended to show to people around the world. Meanwhile, Tesla was still improving AC. He was aware of the danger that AC could do to people. Hundreds of megawatts could easily kill someone, so he did everything he could to make it safer. He put insulators, transformers to step up or step down the voltage of AC easily. AC was a sensational hit. Efficient power transmission with high voltage that is now easy to control. It was truly the future of electricity in a lot of people's point of view. Meanwhile, Edison's company was in the brink of bankruptcy. Many of his workers lost faith in him. And this was all due to Tesla's breakthrough. Until now, we still majorly use AC in power distribution to households. Although Edison gained more money and more recognition than any other inventors ever, losing to Tesla remains a huge downfall in his career. This would remain one of the most important science war. And it was clear that the winner of the current war was Nikola Tesla. So let's go way back to the early 1800s. Hippolyte Pixii was born in France, and he followed his father's footsteps in becoming a builder of scientific instruments. He had a very short life, dying at the age of 27 in 1835. He made an important contribution to the development of electrical machines. Pixii's magneto-electric machine, developed in 1832, was the first practical machine generator of electrical current that used concept demonstrated by Faraday. Pixii's claim to fame was as a result of an English physicist named Michael Faraday and his discovery of electromagnetic induction. In 1831, Faraday, experimenting with his discovery, had taken copper discs and spun it between the poles of a permanent magnet. This created an electric current which could be drawn off the disc with a wire and put to work. Faraday announced his discovery to the Royal Society of England and included a description of a simple dynamo, a machine that produced electricity. Pixie, guided by Faraday's description, proceeded to build his own generator that was indeed more efficient than Faraday's. His machine was hand-driven and had stationary coils around, which revolved a field magnet. Pixie's generator produced alternating current, AC, which was a little of interest at that time. Following a suggestion from a French physicist, André Ampère, Pixie installed a commutator which converted the AC, alternating current, into direct current, DC. After he implied Ampère's suggestion, the so-called magneto-shock machine wasn't appreciated for many years, but later it was used as the telephone bell ringer. Alternating current will not be utilized until 160 years later, thanks largely to the efforts of Nikola Tesla. The device that Pixie built was initially a working model, but it was the first practical generator built on the principle that Faraday has discovered. So we can see that even though this man died at a really young age, he contributed a lot in the development of electrical machines.
Now that you know what AC circuit is, we're going to talk about how it works. So, the voltage in a DC circuit is unchanging, which keeps the current constant. AC circuits, however, have ever-changing direction of voltage and current between positive and negative. Now, Ivan, I hear you asking, how am I supposed to calculate the values of the voltage and current if they keep acting like a 13-year-old teenage boy? When a current alternates quickly, it changes back and forth between maximum and minimum values known as peak currents. By peak, I mean max or mean while being positive or negative, since the flow of current has the same magnitude. On paper, one could write it as I equals to I naught sine Wt, where current I equals to peak current I naught times system frequency, which is W, which can also be written as 2 pi frequency. For voltage, there is a similar equation. V equals to V naught sine system frequency multiplied by time. Most important value when it comes to AC currents is root mean square, RMS for sure. Why? Because RMS reveals the effective value of voltage and current, and only by using this said effective values can one find the average power. Why do you need to find average power? I don't know. IRMS equals to I naught divided by root 2, and VRMS equals to V naught divided by root 2, and P average amount of P that we have. Power average equals to IRMS. It's basically just the equations of power, but you just replace I and V with IRMS and VRMS. That's it. There's nothing special here. A circuit isn't just voltage and current shenanigans. Let's heat it up a bit. R, L, and C walk into a bar. Resistance, length of inductor, and capacitors make quite the cocktail of an AC circuit if placed strategically. Different values can be achieved by mix and matching RL, RC, LC, or RLC altogether. For all four types of AC circuits, a few things fall in common. Impedance. When it comes to RL, LC, and RLC circuits, Z impedance equals to R square plus XL square, where XL is the inductive reactance. XL inductive reactance equals to systematic frequency multiplied by L, which is 2 pi F multiplied by F. Now XL is inductive reactance, which is what you include every time or any time there is an inductor in the circuit. Now RC addition, the impedance is a bit different. It's root over R square plus XC square. For RL, LC, and RLC addition, XL is equals to XC, which means inductive reactance is equals to capacitance reactance. RC addition, which means the AC circuit only has resistors and capacitance. Z equals to impedance equals to root over of R square plus XC square, where XC is capacitance reactance. And to find capacitance reactance, you have to have 1 over systematic frequency multiplied by capacitance, which is you should be seeing it in the screen. And to find the resonant frequency, XL equals to XC, and then I'm going to put it up on the screen. Yeah, that's it.
Hello, it is I, a piece of shit.